this week, and I am about to share some incredible recipes with you. There's definitely a theme within this video. We're going to be using black beans, cannellini beans, butter beans. If you're a fan of beans, you're definitely in the right place. If you're not a fan of beans, I'm hoping that this video will change that for you. Hopefully at least one of the recipes will catch your eye and just inspire you to give beans a go this week. Let me know in the comments what your favorite bean to cook with is. I say right now my favorite bean are black beans, but that always changes. I've got 3 balanced bean ideas for you. There will definitely be something for everyone, something to suit how you eat. Let me know in the comments which one you'll be trying out first, which one catches your eye. Let's jump straight into the first bean and protein recipe. Let's do it. Let's go. So let's start off with one of my favorite things right now, which is a stuffed squash. We all know about stuffed sweet potato, stuffed potato, but a stuffed squash. So you can use any squash that you want. I've got a kabuka squash, which is one of my favorites. I often do it with a red curry. You could definitely use butternut squash. I find that a squash cooks way quicker than something like a sweet potato, so it makes it super convenient throughout the week when I want something relatively quick and easy to put together, yet something tasty, something that feels nourishing. You could stuff a squash with absolutely anything. Sometimes I use some tinned fish. Today I'm keeping it vegetarian. I've got some butter beans. I've also got some cherry tomatoes in the fridge, so I'll probably just make a really simple kind of creamy butter bean dish. Definitely going to throw some greens in there too. I've got some quinoa, which I'll definitely cook just for an extra layer in my stuffed squash. I've also got this. It's like a Japanese sesame paste, so it's basically a tahini. It's so delicious. I could just drizzle it on as it is, but I am going to whip up a kind of tahini yogurt dressing just to go on top of everything. Probably put some feta on. I don't know what else. We'll see as we cook. We'll just go with the flow. Let's start off by just prepping this squash. Super simple. We're just going to chop it in half. So when you're chopping squash, please just be careful. Be careful of your hands. Be careful of your fingers. You want a steady hand. You also want a really sharp knife. You just want a knife that's going to glide through the squash with ease. So remove the seeds from the squash. You could save the seeds. You could use them even for this recipe if you wanted to just roast them. They are delicious. Grabbing a baking tray, I placed on some parchment paper, then placed my squash in. I like to drizzle mine with a little bit of olive oil, but that's completely optional. And then I flip them face down and place them into the oven. The squash will take about 25 to 30 minutes on a 200 degrees Celsius oven. So the squash is in the oven. I'm going to take a little break from cooking. My reset moments are really small, but very intentional. I'll step away from the kitchen, have a little stretch, make myself a cup of tea, and sometimes I'll open up Yahtzee with buddies for a quick mental reset. Just a couple of rounds, nothing too intense. What I love most about it is how comforting it feels, the dice, the gameplay. It feels super familiar, a little nostalgic, but still very fun. This is like a modern Yahtzee from your mobile phone, plus it's free, which is great. It gives my brain something to focus on, which is exactly what I need in those in-between moments of cooking and chaos. The rules are simple. You roll, choose which dice to keep, and aim for the best combinations. It's like a fun little mix of strategy and luck. It's the kind of break that actually feels refreshing, not distracting. It's cozy, satisfying, and easy. The sessions are short and perfect for a mini break. So Yahtzee with buddies has become one of my reset rituals. It's an anytime, anywhere way to clear my head and come back to the kitchen feeling refreshed and ready to cook. You can tap the link in my description to install Yahtzee with buddies and get a free bundle of in-game items worth $25 to help get you rolling. We're going to move on. We're going to chop up all the rest of the ingredients for the butter beans. So we're going to keep these butter beans relatively simple. We just need to chop up some onion. I'm chopping up a red onion along with some garlic. So I just grabbed a pan, drizzled in a little bit of olive oil, threw in my onions and my garlic, seasoned with a little bit of salt, and just got things moving on that heat. Placed in some black pepper, some chili flakes. I threw in a little bit of oregano and just continued mixing everything. So whilst the onions and garlic are releasing all of their flavors in the pan, we can go ahead and chop up some cherry tomatoes. Use a sweet tomato. It really will make a difference to how these butter beans taste. So I didn't have many cherry tomatoes, so I also threw in a touch of tomato paste. Turn the heat up a little bit just to get things really cooking in that pan. The next step involves throwing in the butter beans. You really want a good tasting butter bean for this. There are so many options, I feel, these days. So grab yourself a good either tin, carton, or jar of butter beans, or even better if you cook them from dried. They're fantastic. So throw your butter beans into the pan along with the tomatoes. I've got a little bit of broth that I'm just gonna add in. You could definitely just add some water if you don't have any broth or stock. So we've built the flavor for these butter beans. We're just gonna let them cook for about 7 to 10 minutes. You can just turn the heat right down, let them do their thing. So moving on to our dressing. This is just my go-to tahini dressing. So it involves some Greek yogurt, some tahini, some lemon, a good pinch of salt, some ground black pepper, and a little touch of maple syrup. Added a little touch of water just to thin everything out, so I reached my desired consistency. So yeah, just add a touch of water bit by bit. You don't want to overdo it, but this is the kind of consistency that I really like. So back to these butter beans. I wanted to just finish them off with some greens. So I had some kale in my fridge. I just chopped that up finely, and then I placed that into the pan. I also wanted an extra creamy touch for these butter beans, and I had some mascarpone, so I also threw a little dollop of that in. I gave everything a good mix, had a little taste. I wanted to add some more black pepper in, so that's what I did. And yeah, these butter beans were good to go. So I remembered I had some quinoa already cooked and stored in my fridge, which was perfect. It meant that I didn't have to cook a new batch. So I just warmed that quinoa up. So once the kabuki squash was ready, sometimes I just give it a little touch. If it's soft, then I know that inside flesh is going to be delicious and melt in the mouth and buttery and So yeah, I removed the squash and it was time to serve everything up. So I grabbed my plate. I kind of just like to kind of slice the squash into 4. That's just my thing. And I added on top some butter. I added a layer of quinoa, those butter beans. Like I said earlier, I love adding tinned fish, also some type of tinned fish mixture, but I didn't do that today. I added on top some feta, some dressing, some toasted pine nuts, some parsley, a good drizzle of olive oil, and I devoured this stuffed squash. It's one of my go-to meals throughout the colder months. It's so warming and comforting. I just know you are going to love this one too. We'll be needing some black beans for this recipe. Like I said, black beans are having a moment in my kitchen. I can't get enough. They're just so easy to make tasty. It's like you can't go wrong with black beans. We're gonna pair the black beans with some cod. We're going to make this very simple yogurt marinade, which just seeps into the cod. If you can, let it sit for like half an hour to an hour if possible, just so those flavors deepen. But either way, this cod is so delicious, pairs so well with these black beans. To go with this, I'm going to prepare some garlicky, buttery chard. You could use any green that you have. This one is very, very delicious. It's been on repeat, and there's good reason why. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so we'll be needing some black beans. I actually like Sainsbury's own branded ones, so I don't know, if there's a Sainsbury's near you, you can give them a try if you fancy it. We'll also be needing some cherry tomatoes, some cod, we'll be needing some lime and some thyme, and a few other ingredients that you'll see along the way. So starting with our cod marinade, I'm going to combine some Greek yogurt along with some spices, some cumin, some coriander, some smoked paprika, some garlic powder, chili flakes, lots of lime juice, a little touch of olive oil. Of course, you can switch up the spices with this marinade. This is just a combination that I just randomly threw together, but you can definitely add your own touch. I just gave everything a good mix. So for the cod, I gave it some salt. I also splashed over a little bit of tamari, and then I threw over all of that yogurt marinade, just making sure everything was covered well. Overnight would be great, but at least for an hour, just so those flavors really deepen. If you are going to do it overnight, maybe don't add the lime. Add the lime when you're going to cook it. The cod will take like 12 minutes to cook, so I'm going to follow on by preparing these beans. So I just chopped up some onions. I chopped up lots and lots of garlic. I grabbed a pan, heated on a medium heat. I threw in a little bit of olive oil, threw those onions and garlic in. I had some smoked salt. I'm trying to use everything that I have in my cupboards because I buy some random things, and I just thought some smoked salt in this would be lovely, but obviously regular salt is fine. So I followed on by chopping up all of these cherry tomatoes. I also had a little bit of chili that I also threw in, chopped up, and I threw it in. So for the black beans, I placed in some smoked paprika, some cumin. You could use cumin seeds or cumin powder, whatever you have. And I also threw in some oregano. Yeah, black beans just absorb so much flavor. flavour. Just stirring everything well, stirring those tomatoes. I feel like black beans are such a substantial bean, like they fill me up, they make me feel strong. Yeah, I just love black beans, and they also absorb and hold flavour, which is great. So yeah, I just opened up my carton of black beans. I gave them a good rinse. I know some people just don't like to rinse their beans. I just personally can't cook with beans that haven't been rinsed, but what do you do? Let me know in the comments if you rinse your beans, if you just keep them in the bean stock. I'd love to know. Just gave these beans a really good rinse, and then I placed them into the pan. I had a little bit of bone broth, which I just threw in. I always have some bone broth whenever I need an extra oomph, just to add flavour and taste of something. Bone broth is my go-to. I also added in a little bit of water too, just to up the liquid. So allowing the beans for about 20 minutes or so just to cook, to thicken up. You can go ahead and place your cod into the oven. So yeah, you can go ahead and place the fish onto a baking sheet, and I placed it into a 190-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on the cod. Of course, the cook time will vary depending on the size, the piece of cod that you're using. So after about 20-25 minutes, when these beans are cooked, you could even crush some if you just want to thicken up the sauce. It's going to be time to serve up everything. The cod will be cooked, those beans will be cooked. I love adding some type of extra green to this dish. So I just heated a little bit of butter in a pan with some minced garlic. I threw in some chard and some salt and just cooked it for about 5 minutes or so. Very, very simple. Absolute final step for these beans was just to throw in some fresh coriander. You could definitely throw in some fresh parsley or whatever fresh herbs you love. I love coriander. So yeah, I just served these black beans up along with that buttery chard and that herby spiced yogurt cod. The cod was literally melt in the mouth. It complemented those beans so well. This is my idea of a balanced meal, food that makes me feel fantastic, food that tastes fantastic too. Yes. So if you're like me and you've got some random carrots in your fridge and you're unsure of what to do, this recipe is perfect. We're going to put together this Harissa carrot cannellini bean one pot, super delicious. We're going to add some silken tofu for the creaminess, for some extra nutrition. This one is just packed with flavour. There's really not much else I can say. So we'll be needing some cannellini beans. I'm back using bolden beans, cannellini beans, some carrots. We'll be needing some silken tofu and a harissa of choice. Forgot how spicy this one was. So yeah, we're going to start off by peeling our carrots if that's necessary. It was definitely necessary for the carrots that I had. So I just peeled them and then I chopped them. You can chop them anyhow because they're going to get roasted and they're going to get blended, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, chop your carrots up, grab a large baking tray. You can line your baking tray if you want. Place the carrots onto the baking sheet. I combined my harissa with some olive oil just so things get coated really well. Start by giving your carrots some salt and some pepper, and then you can drizzle over all of that harissa. You could use your hands just to make sure that everything is covered well. Place your carrots into a preheated oven of about 190 degrees Celsius and leave them in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. You'll know once your carrots are done. Keep an eye on them. So whilst the carrots are cooking, we're going to layer up some flavour for this dish. So grab an onion and finely chop it along with a red pepper. I actually find that the red pepper just gives this dish a really bright, vibrant colour. So I love adding in a red pepper and also just for the flavour too. Finely mince or chop up some garlic also. Grab a pan on a medium heat and drizzle in some olive oil, placing in your onions, garlic and that chopped red pepper, just mixing everything. So season with some salt, some pepper. I actually threw in a little bit of fresh thyme. So for this creamy carrot sauce, we're going to need to make up some broth. So I just used some vegetable stock that I had. I just made a little jug up. So grabbing a blender of some sort, we're going to put this sauce together. So we're going to add in our onions, garlic and red pepper along with those roasted harissa carrots. Make sure you set a few carrots aside so you have some to top the final dish with. So pour in some stock and then that silken tofu for all of that creaminess, which is just going to bind this sauce together beautifully. Blitz it until super smooth and vibrant. Your roasted harissa carrot sauce is going to look something like this: silky, smooth, delicious, vibrant. I love the color. So moving on to rinsing off our cannellini beans, give them a good rinse if you do that step. Place the carrot sauce back into the pan that you cooked the onions, garlic, and red peppers, and then go ahead and place in your cannellini beans. You're gonna cook it for 5 to 10 minutes or so. You can add in some more black pepper if you want. You can add in some fresh herbs if you want to. I like to keep my beans like this, just popping with that vibrant orange color. Yeah, I just served this roasted Harissa cannellini bean pot up. Placing those beans into a bowl, I topped everything with some leftover carrots, along with those toasted pine nuts, some fresh parsley, a little touch of black pepper, some olive oil, and I devoured this. This is comfort in a bowl. It hits everything for me. The spiciness from the harissa, creaminess from that silken tofu, the nutritional depth from those cannellini beans and that silken tofu combined. Let me know which one you'll be trying out first in the comments. For more of my recipes, you can check out all of my ebooks over on my website. So you can tap the link in my description to install Yahtzee with Buddies and get a free bundle of in-game items. I will see you all in my next video. Bye.